Welcome to Not My Reality. I'm your host, as always, Vinstradamus. So it was years ago, and your pal Vinstradamus, I took a trip with a friend of mine to Salem, Massachusetts, to see what they do on Halloween. Now, I'm not sure how it is these days, but back then, they really went all out to celebrate Halloween. Yeah, I know. Halloween's an evil holiday. Just lighten up, all right? But it's not just Halloween that the town of Salem celebrates. All year round, you can visit one of America's strangest historical sites, the site of the Salem witch trials. In total, 24 people were put to death for being witches, of course. 24 of them. So, was there an outbreak of witchness? Or was there another reason? Well, strap yourselves in. This is going to be one heck of a trip. Wink, wink. Let's see what's going on here. I think you might be a witch. No, you. It's a parody. If you don't have a sense of humor, go. Welcome. Is this my reality? Is this your reality? Support the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell, and please do it because YouTube fucking hates us for some reason. Assholes. The accusations. In 1692, the small Puritan village of Salem, Massachusetts was plagued by a sudden and brief cloud of witchiness, whatever. A lot of people got accused of being witches. At the young girls Betty Parris and Abigail Williams exhibited severe convulsions and other strange symptoms. The village doctor, William Griggs, of course, he diagnosed them as being bewitched. Soon after, other townspeople began showing similar symptoms. That's when the accusations started to fly. The town quickly decided that they were going to search for and, of course, execute all of the witches of Salem. By the end of the trials in May 1693, 19 people had been hanged, 1 had been crushed by stones, and 4 had died in prison, all accused of being witches. See, no one was burned at the stake either, so stop telling people that, because it never happened. 300 years later, we're still asking, did witches really haunt the town of Salem? Or was it another devil at work? You see how I did that there? Let's go. Ergotism. I've never heard of this word until today. But in 1976, Dr. Linda Corporeal of the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute found evidence that supported the latter hypothesis. Corporeal proposed that perhaps the brief and intense illness suffered by so many of the townspeople, it wasn't a bewitchment, but rather ergotism, a disease commonly contracted by rye. Later, other historians agreed. Ergotism was not only an interesting theory, but also had some footing in reality. Could all the crazy happenings in Salem really be explained by some rotted rye bread? Surprisingly, a lot of them can, with the exception of a few events which are typically attributed to groupthink and the power of suggestion. Shockingly, the behavior exhibited in 1692, it fits the bill of rye-induced ergotism. Now, ergotism forms in rye after a severe winter and a damp spring condition. That, and other historians, claim were present in 1691, and therefore affected the rye harvested for consumption in the year of 1692. Now, after the rye plant contracts ergot, the fungus grows and replaces shoots on the grain with sclerotoda, or ergot sclerotoda, or however you pronounce that. God forbid me. The purple-black growths that contain lysergic acid and ergotamine. Since medical knowledge was sparse, the presence of the darker shoots on the rye was probably thought to be the product of overexposure to the sun. So it was most likely eaten despite being poisonous. Yeah. I'm just going to leave that right there. The symptoms. Wait till you hear this shit. Once contracted from rye bread, just simple rye bread, ergotism, also called St. Anthony's Spire, causes severe convulsions, muscle spasms, delusions, and the sensation of crawling under the skin. Love that song. And in extreme cases, gangrene of your extremities. Severe hallucinations can also be a symptom, as lysergic acid is the substance from which the drug LSD is synthesized. So these people, they were tripping balls. The symptoms were the same as those shown by the accused in Salem, mostly young girls whose immune systems had not fully developed, leaving them susceptible to diseases such as ergotism. The village doctor, being religious then, so the theory goes, unaware of ergotism as a disease, attributed the strange symptoms to a known evil. Of course, witchcraft. Now he claimed that girls had fallen victim to the evils of witchcraft, and the girls went along with it. The rest of the townsfolk fell victim to suggestibility, and thus the trials commenced, with accusations of witchcraft being targeted at the outcasts of society by those who were afflicted. According to this theory, the abrupt end of the witch trials in May 1693 happened quite simply because Salem ran out of the ergot-contaminated grain. There is, however, still much debate over whether or not this theory should be accepted. Many social psychologists insist that the actions of the girls can be attributed to social and political unrest, and that ergotism doesn't factor into certain social aspects that could explain what really happened. Such aspects include Reverend Parris's possible ulterior motives in the immense amount of stress put on the population during the 1692 smallpox outbreak and a quickly expanding population. Unfortunately, we'll probably never know exactly what happened in Salem during the witch trials. All sides of the argument agree, however, that there was probably nothing supernatural at work. According to some people, the real evil might have been on the dinner table. So what do you think? Was there an outbreak of witchiness in 1692? Or was everybody just tripping balls on some rotted rye bread? Leave a comment down below. Let's get the fuck out of here. All this talk's made me hungry.